Oh my god, we're back! We're back! It's time for more Deathgate. This game is amazing. Last time we got into a shouting match with this guard here. We came up with some pretty interesting insults. I actually had to Google one of them because I had never heard it before. He called me a scapegrace, which apparently means like a mischievous child. Very weird. I actually learned two new words today. There was scapegrace, and I also heard haseity. I believe it's pronounced haseity today. Haecceity, which is like a measure of how there something feels. That's going to be very difficult to describe. It's a very obscure, very specific word. But like the example that it was used in when it was first told to me was like moments that feel more real than otherwise, or is a word you'd use that word. But anyway, doesn't matter. We got more conversation to have with this guard here. Let's have a chat with him.
What do you want now?
Oh, I forgot to turn off voices. 1 second.
Never mind. You're in.
You better keep it.
I'm probably gonna forget that a lot. I wish I just saved it, but okay. What do you want now? I don't have time to speak with subordinates. Let me through. I'm on a royal mission. You don't have time to talk to me, huh? What a coincidence! I've just used up all the time I've allotted for this conversation. Have a nice trip back to wherever you came from. Just make sure you start your journey very quickly. I'm here to see the king. Why would you tell him I'm here? You and everyone else in the kingdom. No, if I start making special trips to tell the king you're here, I'll have to do it for everyone else. And that's gonna take all day. I'm gonna be going back and forth. And as you can see, they don't even give me a chair. I'm not doing it. It's a slippery slope, and I am making a stand right here. You look around and see no one else waiting. The guard just smiles. If you had real business with the king, you'd have an appointment. Now, just turn around and go back the way you came. You can register for an appointment on our website at www.fantasykingdom at anariosland.com. You don't understand. The king isn't expecting me, but I've got to see him. His cousin is in danger. Is he in danger of running out of money? He must be pretty desperate if he's enlisting help from the likes of you. Do you have any proof? A signed note from the Duke? Anything? Let me think about it. Sure, you do that. If you pull anything out of the air that supports your story, you be sure and hand it over. Until then, you'd better be on your way, sir. Or madam, because I'm going to the female character. Well, take the ring. You hand the Duke's ring to the nearest guard. He examines it carefully, then eyes you with suspicion. Somewhat forcefully, he offers to escort you inside. It doesn't seem to you that you have much choice. Soon you enter the royal throne room, and we got 5 points. You stand in front of King Stephen himself. Once a renowned warrior, he is older now, but remains a powerful and formidable man. He shuns royal robes in favor of battle armor, as if he is ready to lead his troops to war at any second. He sits comfortably on the throne and looks at you with a light smile. Beside him hovers a brown-robed wizard. He casually introduces himself as Trian, the royal magician, but at the same time he watches you warily. Okay, what do we got? Can we do like, winter is coming. What do we have here? A brigand who's stolen my cousin's signet ring. Someone who has kidnapped the Duke. What do you want from me? Ransom? Lordship, I must warn you, I don't deal with traitors to the crown. It's hard to talk business with someone who's missing a head. Now that we've dispensed with the preliminaries, tell me why you're here. Nothing, thanks for your time. I picked this ring outside. I figured this is lost and found. Your cousin gave it to me. I'm a ring salesman. Do you like my sample? What? This game was based off of a book, and I'm confident that the main character did not say this in the book. So that means that when they were making this game, when they were adapting it from the book, they were like, you know what we should do? Add a bunch of really stupid responses just to see if anyone will choose them because it'll get them killed. Because he's already said he's going to kill me if I say the wrong thing. I'm going to choose this one. Your cousin gave it to me to substantiate my story. If you'll allow me a couple words between threads, I'll relate the facts. Indulge yourself, my friend. I'm all ears. I love this guy's design. These like breastplates with cloth sewn on top of it. Is this metal or cloth? I love the design though. This looks so good. And his crown even is also very cool. I've always been a big fan of non-metal crowns. Or not like very simple, straightforward crowns that aren't like, you know, huge jewels and whatever tiaras and whatnot. I was well, it's like this. You explain Duke Andrews is rotting in a slave galley on Tripoli. You're quick to add that you can't guarantee for how long the ship will remain there. You suggest that the king send his forces to rescue the Duke immediately. King Stephen considers it. Appreciate the information. Wait, I'm losing the voice. Winter is coming. I appreciate the information, but there's little I can do. Drevlin is the elves' main source of water. They guard it jealously. My armies wouldn't make it anywhere near that ship. Near the ship Andrews is trapped aboard. But there is another way. If my cousin is out of the elves' clutches, we will be able to free him. Somehow you have a way to get in and out of Drevlin undetected. Return there. Get that slave ship to lift off. To go back to the Tribus Empire. I don't know how, but you must do it. Their ships traditionally follow a route through space that I control. We will set an ambush for it. As soon as we see the frigate, we will box it in. Those ships are usually manned by skeleton crews. We shouldn't have any trouble wresting control. After the ship is ours, we'll bring it here and free all of the slaves on board, including my cousin. You are now my agent. You are 00 Haplo. If you are able to pull this off, I'll make it worth your while. You may marry my daughter. I'll inform my men that you represent my authority, just so you won't run into any trouble. We are at war with the elves, you know, and my men are very suspicious of potential spies. Good luck, my friend. I hope to see you back here soon. Cool. The guards, a little less roughly this time escort you out of the castle and back to the main gates. Will you be my friend? Just because King Stephen made you an... no. Just because King... What was his voice? Just because King Stephen made you an agent and gave you the run of the palace grounds doesn't mean I have to like you. You can do what you want, but leave us alone. You don't have anything different to say, right? It's the same person. Okay. 3. The king's force is comprised of a combination of wild and cultivated trees. Okay, let's go this way. Ooh, what's that? A shear. You take the shear. Ooh, what's that? The bushes on the king's ground are well kept, but they look a little rough, as if it's been a while since the gardeners worked on them. That's okay, that's what I'm here for. No. Shear the bushes. You trim one of the nearest bushes into the shape of a strange bird standing on one long, thin leg. For some reason, its color looks wrong now? What does that mean? For some reason, its color looks wrong now. Also, it didn't actually change anything. What's this? Through a crack between the shutter and the wall, you spy a stout bar. There it is. On the other side, it holds the shutter closed. Okay, can I push the bar out? Look at the bar. Where the shutter is warped away from the stone ball, you see a stout bar on the other side. It holds the shutter closed. Can I, push the bar? You can't fit your hand inside the crack to reach the bar. Bar. Pull the bar. Okay. Bar. Lift the bar? Lift the bar with... shears. Aha! You slide the garden shear into the crack made by the warped shutter, just under the bar on the other side. With a quick flick of your wrist, you lift the bar out of its brace and send it clattering to the floor. Open it! Wow, 3D. Cool. The shutter creaks protest as you swing it open on its worn and rusty hinges. Oh my god! 3D! What? Oh my god! What is this, rotoscoped? Oh! Show me that again! This is sick. As you start to swing open the shutter, you see someone enter the room beyond. You close the shutter to its original position to watch the approaching figure through the crack. They should have done the opening cutscene in this animation style. Forget the bad, PS1 era 3D. Do this pixel art rotoscope thing. When he gets further into the room, you recognize him as Trian, King Stefan's royal wizard. Trian walks up to the tapestry hung on the wall, and with a fluid, expert motion, weaves a rune construct in the air. The spell sinks into the tapestry and somehow changes the image. It looks perhaps a bit more real than it did before. Trian then walks right into the picture and becomes part of it. Wow! It's a portal. Who's this? She looks cute. Is this the hint of some cleavage of an ample bosom I'm seeing here? He speaks with another figure inside, an elf prisoner in the dungeon, and then departs. Both the tapestry and the room both the tapestry and the room. Immediately the tapestry fades back to a dull imitation of reality, no longer a doorway into another world. I learned a spell! I learned... What spell? Create reality pocket. Oh my god. That's like such a specific thing. What does that mean? I want to create a reality pocket on myself. I am not a picture, so the spell has no effect. So I cast it on pictures to make them real. I gotcha. Ooh, a candle holder. That's for Lembrek. What's his name? We got some books. We got a glow lamp. A magic glow lamp sends warm glow throughout the small chamber. We got a book. Tower of the Brotherhood. Oh, please. Let me live in this 3D animation world. Oh, I'm playing Myst. What is happening? Tower of the Brotherhood. Once upon a time, the Mysteriox. Oh my god, this is the rest of the episode, isn't it? I'm gonna be sitting here for the rest of the episode. This game is amazing. Okay. At the risk of sounding immodest, no society of wizards since the ancient Sartan has gathered more knowledge or commanded such power. We are unequaled. Indeed, other wizards have begun to view us as a threat. Because of this, and for other reasons as well, like for example, Timothy of the Sartans is really interested in my sister, and I don't have the patience for it anymore. We have decided to move into the High Realm. There, we will be able to focus our attention on learning. We will be free from the petty concerns that dominate the minds of those who have enslaved themselves to war. To this end, it was necessary to construct ships, procure cargo and supplies, and obtain building materials for our new cities. Some of the needed supplies were scarce, others were illicit or under the control of the elves, with whom we ourselves are currently at war. Thus, we were forced to rely on the trade in contraband. The smuggling trade is regulated by an organization called the Brotherhood, which rules over the trading routes with an iron fist. Our decision to make use of the Brotherhood was a difficult one, but we were left with no alternative. What? My bad. There was a spaghetti. For the first time in our history, we needed help. The Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is a guild of assassins, but its membership wields enormous political power through their connections to people placed at the highest level of government. Their reputation is spotless, I have never known of a contract that wasn't eventually executed, so to speak. Haha, because the contract is executed, but also as part of the contract they have to execute someone. It's a pun, I get it. Given this, it's understandable that their services don't come cheap. Over the course of thousands of years, the Brotherhood has amassed a fortune sufficient in size to buy and sell most kingdoms a few times over. There's actually, I've seen this concept before. I don't think it has the intended economic influence that you might imagine. There's all sorts of kingdoms and mythology and stuff that have all the treasures and all the money and stuff. But you think money is a conserved quantity, like momentum or energy. If there's $100 in the kingdom, every dollar the Brotherhood acquires and puts in a vault deep underground is one less dollar that is now in rotation. So they're essentially just removing currency from rotation, and that makes the rest of the world very, let's say, financially unstable. Anyway, in addition to the money have come in relics, treasures, and information, surpassing the wildest dreams of any museum or library. But when it came to safeguarding these precious possessions, love that sound, the Brotherhood turned to us. They sought our assistance in the creation of a magic fortress, in which their operations could be centralized and their treasures stored. At that time, and after much debate, we sent them packing, only to ultimately discover some advantage in assisting them. For the Brotherhood had exactly what we needed: limitless funds and strong connections in every market. Not only were they willing to give us enough to buy 10 times what we required, they would make the elusive suppliers available to us. So, we agreed. The Tower. From the beginning, many of us viewed the task as an intellectual challenge. The magics required to build such a fortress would involve spell merges and constructs heretofore unknown. We see it as a way to increase our knowledge and enhance our abilities. It was a deal with the devil, of course, but never before had we been able to concentrate so many diverse talents on a single goal. The potential for unparalleled growth was enormous. The construction itself was relatively simple. We incorporated enough secret passages and magic portals into the fortress to keep even the most paranoid assassin happy. Merely to open the front door requires an intricate and exhaustive ritual. The door could have been made easier to operate while equally secure, but the members of the Brotherhood wanted the doorway to feel complex. These magic fortress auteurs, these Brotherhood people are. It's just got the wrong feng shui. Ah, well. They're the ones who now have to remember half a page of nonsense gestures simply to enter their home. The most interesting part of the project was the vault. The Brotherhood's ongoing quest to gather all of the Sartan artifacts in the realms had left them with a number of priceless pieces. One of our top priorities was to build a storage room to house them, something completely secure. We thought long and hard about the best way to protect their treasures. Eventually, we all agreed that the safest place to put them was the Otherwhere. Underwear? The Otherwhere. The Otherwhere is a place between realities. Oh my, this is the most amazing game I've ever played. I just want to spend a moment to tell you all that. This is the kind of game I want to retire to. Like Old Man Trek, I want to spend the rest of my life playing weird, obscure, abandonware adventure games. That is who I want to be. Screw all the AAA titles. Screw all of the, passion projects of indie developers. I want to load up abandonware.com and just play the most obscure, weird games ever for the rest of my life. This is what I want. I love this. This is so much detail, and it all just works somehow. I don't get, this is an adaptation of a book from what I recall. Yeah, it is. And so, like, I guess they have a lot of text to draw on, but this is still just so much deep. This is a huge game. I mean, we're gonna spend probably multiple more hours here in this air world. I mean, based on the world map, there's at least one more location to travel to. And that's just the air world. There's 4 other realms to explore, or 3 other realms, I guess. This is just such a great package of a game. There's so much detail, so much text, so much backstory, so much world building. Anyway, the other world is a place between realities, a place of possibilities only. Every possibility exists there, however remote. That's what a wizard draws upon when he casts a spell. Say, for example, that he wants to create a light in a dark room. In the otherwhere, the possibility exists that the room is already lit. With a spell, he bends this possibility into this reality, until the room is lit. All magic is merely the changing of reality by capitalizing on a possibility that already exists. Every creative idea exists there. When an artist dreams of something new, he makes a pocket in the otherwhere that holds this idea, his idea. The possibility that it exists in this reality, however remote, never nothing, is never nothing. Every painting, every picture is a window into the otherwhere. It was this property that we decided to use. Specialized magic allows us to put real things into the otherwhere and summon them out again. The simplest form of this magic is the Create Reality Pocket spell, quotes. The Create Reality Pocket spell. Although the name is a misnomer. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what that meant. I had to test it on myself to figure it out. It does not actually create a reality pocket. It merely causes a picture to become a bridge or passageway to the pocket that already exists inside the otherwhere. Many wizards already use this spell to store items inside the otherwhere when using a painting large enough to walk through. The Brotherhood's vault was designed to function as a step beyond this. The Vault. We constructed a special chamber in the tower called the Vault. Most of the room, all except a platform in the center, was intended to house the Brotherhood's treasure. This better be a sequence in this game. And if it is, this sounds like an entire area on its own, like an hour or more of puzzling, which excites me so much. The platform was to serve as the room's safe area, the place where the complex spells were going to be cast and eventually from where the treasure would be summoned and banished. The chamber was filled with the treasure, and 5 Mysteriarchs took to the platform. Working in consort, they magicked a portal to the otherwhere. Unlike the simple Create Reality Pocket spell, this portal was permanent. Everything in the chamber, not upon the warded platform in the center, was transported into the otherwhere. So that's like a torus, where everything on the torus is teleported away, or it's create a permanent portal. It's a torus-shaped portal. Anything goes into the torus, it ends up in the otherwhere. So thus they can't get to the center because the torus is in the way. That's what I understand. Naturally, the Brotherhood wanted to be able to retrieve their treasure, and they lacked the magic ability to summon it back themselves. So we created a link in the spell, a set of key crystals. While these crystals are in place, they break the spell, much like a hand can interrupt a beam of sunlight. Everything previously banished to the otherwhere will materialize and remain until the crystals are removed. We constructed a pedestal inside the warded platform. When the crystals are placed on this pedestal, they will unlock the spell and summon the treasure. The Brotherhood found this solution acceptable, but decided to add a further level of security. As well, the treasure chamber was hidden behind a wall covered with carved handprints. Each handprint was inlaid with a different material, usually gemstones, to distinguish them from each other. When these handprints were pressed in a certain order, the wall would open. We constructed the wall based on their specifications. Oh, this is so much detail. Oh my god. I feel like I'm reading an engineer's notes. We constructed the wall based on their specifications. 16 meters tall, 40 meters wide. The wall was made out of pressed marble and added some further recommendations. The correct sequence that would open the wall did not have to be the same all of the time. We added a method to change the sequence based on the time of the month. Of course, we left the actual entry codes up to the Brotherhood. They wanted the entry codes to remain a secret, even from us. The Brotherhood trusts no one. I believe that, had they been powerful enough to eliminate everyone associated with the construction, they would have done so. Only the fact that we intended to leave the Mid-Realms made the Brotherhood rest easy. I surmise that if they knew that this text existed, they would stop at nothing to destroy it. Oh my god. Alright, how do we get out of here? That was amazing. Okay, so we got a tapestry. Expert level tapestry, blah, 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 dungeon cell containing house prisoner. Tapestry, spell. Gotta create for me a reality pocket. Bleep, 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 bleep. I wonder if I, like on a repeat playthrough, if I know the spell, I can manually create it. I might have to test that at some point. So cool. You leave the spell in the air, suddenly the tapestry becomes a window into a scene, instead of just a picture of it. It appears as if you could walk right into it. Yes. Let's go. Oh, go in this thing. Oh. That's not a hot woman. You just have a skin-colored shape, or skin-colored shirt. You step through the tapestry into a dank dungeon cell. This is the archetype of a dungeon cell. If you look up dungeon cell in an encyclopedia, you will see a picture of this place. Encyclopedias are a lost art. I feel like Wikipedia kind of destroyed them, but I've always wanted an encyclopedia, a really detailed one that would actually give me like more than just superficial information about, you know, thousands of topics. Like, I want to be able to read, look up an article on, like, you know, 1980s Jordanism, and it'd be like, you know, at least 6 pages of discussion of the topic. Okay. Got a glow lamp. The glow lamp is affixed to the stone wall. It doesn't dispel the dank murkiness of the cell very well. Who are you? Talk to the wizard. It's a wizard. Why would you think that I want to talk to another dirty, stinking human? Why don't you just leave me alone before you start making me angry? You don't look like you're in any position to make demands. I may not be able to leave, but I certainly don't have to waste my time talking to you. Waste time? What else are you gonna do? Sit here and not talk to you. Okay, he doesn't want to talk to me. Would you like some marmalade? Would you like some wine? Oh, he does like wine. The wizard warily accepts the wine jug from you. He sniffs it and takes a tentative sip. Oh, it's gooseberry wine. He tilts the jug back and takes a few hearty slugs. Afterward, when he's placed it on the bench, he regards you with a much friendlier expression. Oh, he actually changed. Can I have it back? Take the wine jug. Can't reach it through the bars. Okay. He's all like leaning into me now. Well, I guess you're not half so bad for a human. It wouldn't hurt to pass a little time talking. Great. So what information is Trian trying to get out of you? He's trying to get information about troop movements and war strategies. The problem is I don't know anything about those things. I'm not going to tell him that, of course. His hope of getting that information is the only thing that keeps me alive. So you're a wizard, huh? Of course I am. I'm only of the 4th house, but it makes me formidable nonetheless. If I hadn't been distracted by that serving wench, Trian would have never gotten a drop on me. If you're so powerful, why haven't you escaped? Every time Trian casts the Create Reality Pocket spell, he summons this cell from the Otherwhere. After he leaves, the cell is cast adrift, back into the Otherwhere. It's impossible to make that connection from this side. Even if I could break through these bars, I wouldn't be able to leave the cell until Trian returned and re-established the link. At that point, he would keep me from escaping. Can you teach me any spells? Interested in magic, eh? I don't reveal my secrets to just anyone, you understand. Especially not to humans. He gives you an appraising look as if hatching a devious idea. You decide to change subjects. If you hate this dungeon so much, can't you use your magic to change it? Well, if I could get out of these bars, I'd probably douse that glow lamp on the wall. It's impossible to get any sleep with the lamp always shining in my eyes. In order to remove the glow spell that's on it, I'd have to create a shroud of darkness and place it over the lamp, and it's out of reach. He sighs and leans back on the bench. How exactly does that shroud of darkness spell go? He shows you an impish smile. Is he manipulating me? Come here, I'll show you. He approaches the bars and stands there. Hesitantly, you too approach the bars. Am I about to die? Now first you need a black cloth, my t-shirt. The color is important because black absorbs all light. When you place the prepared cloth over the glowing object, the cloth is going to do just that, absorb the light, albeit to an even greater extent. Then you cast Shroud of Darkness spell upon it like so. His hands cut gracefully through the air, tracing a glowing magic rune structure. You watch entranced as the spell takes shape. The wizard completes the structure. It hangs in the air and you study it intently. Focused on memorizing the spell, you fail to observe that the wizard's hand slipping into motion again. Suddenly, his hand grabs yours, and he jerks you out of your trance. Another spell hangs in the air. So he cast 2 spells back to back. Oh my god! Benignly, the first spell fades away, but the new spell begins to take effect. You are staring at the new rune construct in confusion, your hand locked in his iron grip, when you notice a tingling sensation spread through your body. A thunder later, and you notice that you are looking at the floating spell from the other side. It like swapped us. Immediately, the wizard releases your hand, and through the bars, you see him race out of the room laughing. The spell fades, and you realize that the wizard used his magic to swap positions with you. You are now the prisoner in the cell, and he is free. You drop heavily to the bench. After hours of waiting, Trian walks into the cell. Seeing you sitting on the bench stops him in his tracks. You clear your throat and explain what has transpired. He listens intently, and after a moment of thought, decides to free you. Trian escorts you to his personal chamber. Ooh! He explains that he was keeping the wizard's secret from the king, so he cannot report the escape. He tells you to forget that you ever saw him, and asks you to leave the same way you entered. Trian walks out the door and locks it behind him. That's it! That was so cool. Oh, that was so good. We got 10 points. And I do want to see if... Did we learn 2 spells or just 1 spell? Yeah, we got both. We got Swap and Shroud of Darkness. Oh! We're gonna go shake hands with the king. Let's cast Swap on him. So I'll be sitting in the throne. Alright, we will see you all in the next one. This was so good. Peace!